Madume Team Education. I address you as Team Education deliberately because all of us, we have gathered here. We've gathered as a reason how best can we assist our African child in making sure that they reach their goals. I'm addressing you here as Team Education also because we are collectively driven by a collective vision to elevate the educational landscape of the Northwest Province. In commemorating 30 years of democracy, we recognize the pivotal role education plays in shaping a brighter future for our nation. It is within this context that we convene to ensure that the promise of democracy is fulfilled through the provision of high-quality education for all. Our gathering here is called Education Lekgotla. It is a space where we need to gather to chart the course for brighter future for our children and society. As representatives of Northwest Department of Education, we stand on the course of transformation, seeking to mobilize stakeholders, particularly in the business sector, to join hands in making sure that we make education fashionable and we focus on nurturing the African child. I got a mistake. When I say African child, all the race are included. White, black, Indian, coloreds are all African. So I must not be misquoted. I must not be quoted out of context as if I'm suggesting that we are focusing mainly on a black child. Remember, we are a caring government. Secondly, to mobilize resources effectively addressing critical curriculum and infrastructure, challenges to create an enabling environment for teaching and learning. I include teaching because teacher training is a continuous task we need in order to have the educated society. Thirdly, to forge relationships with partners grounded in shared outcomes, working together towards a common goal of educational excellence. As we reflect on the progress made since the dawn of democracy, let us recommit ourselves to the noble cause of education. Let us harness the collective wisdom and resources present in this room to pave way for brighter future for generations to come. Together, we have the power to shape the destiny of our province through education. Let us seize this opportunity with courage and determination, knowing that the journey ahead may be challenging, but the rewards are boundless. Colleagues, let me remind you that through education, for proper coordination, we categorize schools in 5 quintiles. 1 to 3, those are schools that are non-fee schools, where parents don't pay school fees, and others are fee schools. Non-fee schools are also provided with food. Our children are receiving food from our schools because we don't want to find ourselves in a position whereby now it seems like sentana re tlontlolola bana ba rona because of their background. Re bo mang rona gore re paniche bana ba rona because of the background that they don't have control over. That is why, as the Department of Education, we saw it fit that those from the poor of the poorest, they must be provided with food to avoid a situation where the high rate of dropouts from our schools are increasing. That is why now today we are having schools which are overcrowded, DM. It's a positive sign to show that as government, we managed to make educational fashionable. It shows that now everybody is able to access education in South Africa. Non-fee schools are provided with free stationery because of their background. Then the children are provided with teachers to teach them for free. That is the Department of Education. All the grade 12 learners are subjected to camps to prepare them for final examination. And I can bear testimony to that. And it worked for us, DM, in the last academic year. That is why we managed to throttle Western Cape. Now, we don't know who's next. It's a surprise. That is why we are having this Lekgotla today, to gather more resources as much as possible. Those particular resources will be channeled to infrastructure, because most of our schools are not in good conditions. Almost every month, DM, convenient human rights, which is something that is not nice at all, because it shows that as the Department of Education, we are contravening the Constitution in terms of our learners. So we are trying our level best to close gaps where necessary. Hence, Lekgotla today, to gather more support from our stakeholders, to assist us. By the way, there are those that have been assisting us continuously so. That is why we are having this particular Lekgotla, to come here and celebrate them, and just to say thank you for your support, and encourage others, and also encourage others to do the same. So as the department DM, we have taken upon ourselves that no child will be left behind. When it comes to camps, ga gona ngwana ope o tlong go busiwa ko sekolong gote because o palelwa ke go ntsha madi a campe, therefore ha kgone go ka attend the camp, because ke bana ba rona, and we still maintain they cannot be punished because of their background. What we have to do as the Department of Education is to make them better leaders, so that ba kgone go change the label sa ko ba tswang teng, so that re kgone go nna le a better South Africa for all. So I believe that all the relevant stakeholders present here today, they will do what is expected from them, of making sure that we start now to invest in education. Karebo wa DM after the 29, naloena. First thing that we are going to do I'm lobbying you. First thing that we are going to do, we must visit China and go and benchmark for purpose of implementation. Really, it is high time for us to change the label sa education in South Africa, to avoid a situation, a high rate of unemployment. So I'm confident that I'll join you in that trip, and we'll have this kind of Lekgotla next year, just to thank them. This particular Lekgotla, what are the achieve out of this Lekgotla? But I'm confident, looking at them, they don't even want to waste time. I believe that immediately after this Lekgotla, I'll receive more calls to say that we are ready. Where can we assist the Department of Education? I thank you.